Hello again, everyone. I've had another delivery this morning. I ordered myself some more Betterpress plates. These two, I thought they would be so useful for backgrounds. I actually thought this one, when I was looking on my iPad, was even lines, but it's kind of not, but probably even better. And I thought it looked kind of oriental somehow. So what I'm going to do is use that one. That's the other one. It's just kind of spotty things. So I'm going to use this one, and I want to make a background, and I want to do it onto black cardstock. So let's just see how we go. Here's my Betterpress. I don't know if I'm doing this right, but I've got all sorts of marks on the top plate. I don't know if I'm supposed to. Maybe I've got too much pressure in. I have taken out the extra tiny bit of shim that I put in there. Oh, do you know, that was the one that I put in. It's stuck to there. Perhaps I should... I'll leave it in for now. So I really did get a good impression yesterday. I've taken out one skinny OHP type thickness shim that I'd got in there as well as. So let me just do this. Where's my... Here it is. I think I'm going to cut it from a square, actually. So I want to use a different part of my letterpress so that the top part gets a bit more even wear, if you know what I mean. So I think I'll pop it up here somewhere. About like that. Looking at the lines to see if I'm straight. Does that give me enough space to go around it? Perhaps not. Let's move it in a bit. I don't know how big a square I want to have. Let's have it about there. In line with there and there here. This is not lined paper, so I can always, you know, do my die cutting afterwards to accommodate. So let's just see where we are with this. If I do that up to the A7 size there. Okay, let me put some tape onto this. I had to smile. When I was doing the butterflies the other day, there was a long comment in German from somebody or other. And, well, I don't speak German, so I had to pop it into Google Translate to see what it was all on about. And she was going on. I was so long-winded. Why did I go on for 5 minutes about butterflies? I sounded like an 80-year-old woman, and I thought, well, she's got it about right. I'm going to be 80 in a couple of months. So anyway, I just thought it was a little bit out of place. So I'm afraid, well, the first time ever, I deleted the comment. I thought, well, I'm nearly 80. How old are you? Oh dear. Anyway, I think that's going to be okay. Let me just ink this up. I'm using my archival pigment ink again, Brilliance in Galaxy Gold. So let's, oops, I moved that there. Don't think it matters really, but I will try and keep it straight-ish. I want to keep ink off here this time because I don't want any traces onto the surrounding black. So any that I do get on there, I'm going to need to try and, you know, remove. Let's just push this over a little bit. As long as it fits. It doesn't really much matter because I can, you know, die cut around some of it. Let's just see. Various suggestions, really helpful suggestions I've been sent. I think somebody said put a piece of clear plastic underneath there to make this easier to clean. But in fact, at the moment, I haven't had problems with cleaning that. So I'm quite happy to carry on like this for the minute. I did wonder whether the sort of carrier sheets that these things come on now from Spellbinders were supposed to be left there to put underneath. I just don't know. Anyway, let's have a go at this and see how we go. Going to wind it really slowly again. I had actually just thought of something else as well. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but ooh, look at that. Isn't that fab? Ooh. I was going to say, I don't know if it makes a difference, but if you've got something with stripes on, it's often better if you put it through a machine that way rather than that way. Anyway, that's lovely, isn't it? Let me just put this away. I'll take that off there for the moment. I'm going to die cut that into a square. I'll just pop this out of the way for the minute. Now, what I wanted to go onto my square, and I've already die cut this, was this little die. I don't know where it came from. I think that somebody sent me this one as well. And I want to put that kind of over one side like that. I think it sort of, you know, echoes the shape quite nicely. But I had a fancy for using up some of my old embossing powder. I've got a couple here. This is not old. I've had it a long time, but I haven't used it before. This is from, it was a bargain from Nouveau, and the colour is Glitter Noir. And this one is Red Tinsel. I had a fancy for a bit of red. Gold, black and red to me is really, really kind of oriental. So let's just do a bit of embossing on this. So we'll pop this onto here. It's an old bit of card that I cut. It's got something on the back, you can see. Okay. I'll probably have to do a couple of layers, I would think. So let's just see how we go on. Perhaps also clean out my tweezers today. These several pairs of them, they get kind of gummed up with stuff like embossing powder. That's where I've been holding something while I've been heating it, and it's got adhered to the prongs of the tweezers. And every now and then just need to give it a bit of a clean. What I do is this, you see, I kind of hold it like that and it moves against it. So okay, here we go, layer one. It's pretty, isn't it? What do you think? Just make sure it's cooled down properly before I do some more. Sometimes, you know, you want it still warm while you do the next layer, but I am using Versamark again. Right. If I put it on before it's really sort of cooled, you'll sort of smudge it or move some around if it's still a bit molten. Right. Another layer of red tinsel. Just trying to wonder what sort of sentiment I want to put with this, actually. I want to make something really, really simple. This is just a little piece of silicone. All of that will wipe off. I think I've got that right. Let's just have a look and see what we think about the effect. It's kind of nice, isn't it? Okay, let me find a die for that. One of my Presscut dies. That one. I think that will do quite nicely, actually. Let's just use that. I'm going to bring back my proper cutting mat. I will tape this just to make sure it's in the right place. Try and get all sides equal. Doesn't look too bad. do I do with, I think I'll have another one, another black one, maybe a size larger or 2 sizes larger. That's 1 size larger. That's 2 sizes larger. Perhaps try the 2 if it'll fit with this bit of card here. Is that going to fit in there? Just excellent. That will do nicely. We'll have this one. I'm going to put this on there first because I think there may be some of the ink from there on the mat, because I did leave it a while to dry, but you know, there might have been a bit of transfer, so we'll see. It doesn't look too bad actually. Right, here's my next one. Whoops. Put a bit of dimension between that. In fact, I think I'm going to do a gold layer between that. That's that one. That's that one. That's a bigger one. Let me do this one in gold, but I'm going to do it to get that effect of gold. I'm going to do it out of white and then use my gold pen. I don't know what's happening with Spectrum Noir at the moment. I've got these metallic markers, these ones, metallic paint marker, and it just says liquid gold, but I can't see them. I've got a set of gold. There's three widths of nib. I've got a set of gold and a set of silver, and all I can find online now, someone was asking me about them, all I can find is blush and champagne and rose gold and antique bronze, or words to that effect. So I was a little bit disappointed really, because if this, you know, when this wears out, I would really have rather liked to have replaced it. So perhaps I should write to Spectrum Noir and ask if they're going to. Perhaps if nobody tells them, they wouldn't know. But this matches my Empire Gold Pebeo, however you say it, gilding wax really well. So let's have a look. I was thinking of doing a bit of a gold edge on that, but we'll see. If that goes on there like that, and that goes on there like that, and then that goes onto my card base like that. A bit dramatic, isn't it? So I need to find a sentiment, I think. It's rather nice. I do like this, whatever, this press plates. What do they call them? 2 press plate. Lisa Horton. Spotlight and Circle Duo, they're called. Very nice. I got mine on Amazon. I'll perhaps put a link to them in the description below the video. Right, I just need to find a sentiment, and then I will be returning. Well, I chose this thanks sentiment. I think it's Simon Says stamp. I've had it a very long time. And I tried the background with the gold, and I thought that was kind of a bit remote. So then I thought I would do the red, and that looks a bit dull. So then I thought I'll try and put this one in the middle and offset it ever so slightly so that you can see a little bit of it beneath the red one. So I'm going to try and do that. It's probably going to be a bit fiddly, but we'll see how we go. I think I'll try and stick this onto this first, and then, or should I do this onto that? I'll put this one onto the base first and then try and do the other one. It's difficult to know which way around to sort of attempt it, really. I want to try and push this over to the left a little bit, making a little bit of room on the right to accommodate the red one. So we'll see how we go. Let's try putting the red one on the top of that now. I think that will probably do. So I will stick this down. I think this can go with a series of dots. I don't need to have the whole thing stuck down. The last thing I want to do is to put some pearls into the centres of the flowers and colour them gold as well. I've got some, I think those are probably the size I want to use. Look horrible, just pearls, don't they? A little bit of gold will do all the world of good. Now for this one, for colouring these, I use the medium tip of these. This is the broad one, which I use to do the edges. It's got like a chisel tip, that one. This is the medium one, which is a rounded one. So I can go around the pearl like that. And it does a really good job. There we are. Gold pearls. And I'll pop that onto there. I'm wondering whether or not to put it onto foam tape, because if I do, with the pearls and all the other bits and bobs, it might make it rather thick for going through the mail. So I may well decide to stick it flat onto the card base. So I'm rather pleased with that. The black isn't quite thick enough to have made the letterpress impression. I do have some thicker black card, but I couldn't just put my hand on it. I thought I'd got some, and I'd actually got a couple of sheets stuck together of this one. So I didn't use them stuck together. Perhaps I should have done. That's a thought, isn't it? Might do that another time. Anyway, thank you for visiting. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for giving a thumbs up. And looking forward to the weekend with the craft day in Kenilworth. I don't know if there's any places left. Contact Miserprint if you fancy a fun day on Saturday. So those who are coming, see you then. Everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow.